Welcome to my channel. These slides that are rolling by are an indication of some of the things that I cover on a regular basis in my videos. Once you have watched the video, I would appreciate it if you would click the like button and leave a small comment. It's really a big help to the channel. The YouTube logarithm, when it sees that, promotes the channel more and will be more viewers. I would appreciate that very much. Thank you for watching. Well, hello everybody. I thought I would add something to the list of videos that I call Christmas Gifts from the Kitchen. If you haven't seen that series, there will be what they call an end screen at the end of this video. If you click on that, it'll show you all of the videos in the series. It's been going on now for, I think this is the third year. I add something to it every year. I'm going to be making homemade marmalade. It's a recipe for the Instant Pot, but if you don't have an Instant Pot, it shouldn't make any difference at all. You can just do it in any heavy-bottomed stock pot on the stove. It'll take you a little longer, and you'll be stirring a little longer than I will have to, I hope. But you don't really need an Instant Pot or pressure cooker to do it. And the ingredients are few. 1/3 of a cup of water, 2½ cups of granulated sugar, and a pound of oranges. That's a little over a pound. And I'm using organic oranges. You don't have to. You can use regular oranges. And it's supposed to be thin-skinned. Haven't cut into these yet. Don't know how thin the skin is. I'm hoping that they will be thin-skinned. Even though these are organic, they should be cleaned. And the method recommended, I'll also put a link to this recipe directly below the video. The method recommended by the whatever the website is here that did this recipe is to put 3 tablespoons of vinegar in a gallon of water, and then you just put your fruit in. Also, it says to remove those little labels. Maybe I lucked out. Evidently organic oranges don't have those silly little paper labels. I've never understood why we need them. Every piece of fruit you buy in North America, apples, oranges, whatever, has an individual label on it for some reason. And they should rest in that for 10 minutes, and that evidently will clean them. The acid in the vinegar, I guess, must do something for them. So I'll bring you back in 10 minutes time. Well, the oranges have had their 10 minutes in the acidulated water, I guess I would call it. Now we'll find out how thin the skins are. As I said, I have a bit more than a pound, so I think I can afford to trim off the ends, which might make things a bit easier to do. Yeah, I think that's fairly thin-skinned, hopefully. The instructions are to either use a sharp knife and cut them as thinly as possible, or a mandolin. I have a mandolin, but I just can't imagine doing an orange on it. I think things would be quite messy. So I have just sharpened my Wusthof knife here. And I will just cut them into thin pieces as I can possibly cut them, I guess. Seems to be working quite well. I recall I made marmalade many years ago. I think it was successful. I don't really recall. I just remember making it, not with an Instant Pot, but I remember making a small batch of it just to see what it would be like. Whatever these oranges are, they don't seem to have any seeds in. That's kind of surprising. Navel oranges don't normally have any seeds at all. They're a sort of a hybrid. These don't have the navel on the end, so not sure what the variety is. Don't think I ever purchased organic oranges before. I thought they would be best for this purpose. Well, I won't make you watch me continue slicing the pound of oranges, but just going to slice them up and put them in the line or the stainless steel pot that goes in the Instant Pot. I'll bring you back when I finish slicing. Well, there they are, all sliced. Thinly enough, I hope. The only thing that you add before it goes in the Instant Pot is the 1/3 of a cup of water. And I fully understand why. If you've ever used an Instant Pot, if there isn't enough liquid, the pot will announce that it's burning and it'll shut down. So we hope 1/3 of a cup plus the juice that will come out of the oranges is enough. Well, I'll get this on the Instant Pot and show you how I set it to go. Well, the Instant Pot is plugged in. You just put the liner in the pot. And the lid on. Close it. I guess you can't quite see what I want you to see there. This back here is the vent. If you were going to be venting the steam, it would be down in this position, but for pressure cooking, the vent goes up, fully up towards the top. And we'll see if I can get it set. Pressure cooking. On high. And you can see that or not. It's set on high for 10 minutes. And it should announce that it's going to do it. There it goes. Now it'll take it a few minutes to get up to pressure before it starts counting down the 10 minutes. And after it has cooked for 10 minutes, you let the pressure release naturally. You don't vent it, you just let the pressure slowly release. So I'll probably bring you back and show you what it looks like at the end of the first 10 minutes anyway. Well, the countdown is on. There's less than 1 minute to go in the pressure cooking part of it anyway. And that went off quite well. There wasn't any warning about it burning or anything, so I assume everything inside is okay. It'll be a while before we get to find that out for sure, because it now has to lose its pressure. But a nice fragrance of orange coming out of it also. So all of that bodes well, I guess. Once it loses the pressure and I can open it up, there we go. It just shuts off at this point, and it will take probably another 10 minutes or so before the pressure actually drops. Once it stops squawking. Let me show you what I'm talking about back here, hopefully. This little gizmo here, once the pressure has been released, that will drop down out of sight, which makes it safe to turn this valve and vent anything that might be left there. Normally there isn't anything. And then open it up. So I'll bring you back once it has cooled down enough, I guess. Well, the pressure has gone down. Turn the little vent to make sure there's nothing that comes out. Always plays a little tune when you open it. And that is what it looks like after having cooked the pressure cooker for 10 minutes. Now you add the 2½ cups of sugar. And if you're using an Instant Pot, you switch over to the saute mode. If I can find the right buttons here. Saute,
And it says to set it at about 25 minutes. And hopefully we get a beat and it takes off here. There we go. And at this stage you've got to be very careful that it doesn't burn or catch on the bottom, so there's a lot of stirring involved. There are instructions that tell you what to do, how to do this if you don't have either a candy thermometer or a instant read thermometer. I'm going to be using my instant read thermometer. And let's see what we're getting right now. Has cooled off quite a bit since I added the sugar. We're getting around 130 degrees or so. Then you have to get it up to 223 to 225 in that range. So if you have a candy thermometer, you can use it, or use an instant read thermometer. But you stir frequently, or almost continuously, I guess, until that happens. This much sugar, plus the sugar, the natural sugar that's in the orange juice, it could catch quite easily. But it's going to take a little bit of time for it to get up to temperature again. I guess I must have let it cool down a little too much, or of course the sugar cooled it down quite quickly. But it says 25 minutes or so is quite alright, and the recipe instruction said they didn't use either a instant read or a candy thermometer. They used the other method where you put a plate or small dish in the freezer and get it good and cold, and then put some of this on the plate. It should chill, and when you tip the plate it should just barely start to run or move, which indicates that it's going to gel nicely as it cools. One of my criteria when I buy commercially made marmalade is it has to have lots of peel in it, and this certainly qualifies in that area. There's a lot of peel. Some of the less expensive marmalades have very few pieces of peel, which I find kind of strange. Orange peel can't be that expensive, you wouldn't think, but yeah, the better brands, as far as I'm concerned, always have a lot of peel in. And they're probably thinner than mine, but looking forward to trying this anyway. So I'll bring you back once this has come to a simmer or a boil or whatever, and we'll test the temperature again. Well, hopefully you can tell that has thickened up considerably. A little darker color also, but it just reached 225 degrees according to my instant read thermometer anyway. So now to get it in a, I don't know much more there than one mason jar, the pint mason jar or not, but we'll be transferring it and show you doing it here in just a second. Even though this is shut off, it's still bubbling away a bit, so taking it a while to cool down, I guess. But as thick as that is, I'm looking for it to really set up and gel. And it makes just 1 pint, or 500 milliliters, depending on what you refer to. Canada is now metric, so ours is in milliliters, but it's basically the same as 2 cups or a pint. The jars are clean. Didn't bother with the sterilizing bit. And they do give instructions on hot water canning the product, but I'm not thinking that's necessary with this because it's making one jar and I'm not going to be long time storing it. It's going to be just put directly in the refrigerator and started on it later today when it cools down. So I will let that set up in the refrigerator for a couple of hours until it's nice and cold, and I'll bring you back and we'll see what it tastes like and looks like. Well, it's been in the refrigerator for quite some time now. It's nice and cold and it has gelled very well. I just toasted an English muffin and buttered it. Spread a little bit on half of it so far. I'll give it a try and see what I think of it. And here I am talking with my mouth full again. Wonderful orange flavor. As you can see, lots of peel, which I've already said that's what I like. I might have overcooked it just a bit. I think it's a little more gelled than I would normally like, so I should have paid more attention maybe to the temperature, but really good. I will enjoy that. Well, if you want to make it as a gift for Christmas, or maybe just to have it with your Christmas breakfast, I hope you'll give this a try. Thank you very much for watching.